All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are doing amazing. In today's video, we're going to be going over every single chart setup. We've had a lot of market movement over the past week and a half, so I couldn't think of a better video to do than right now, I guess. In one of my next videos, I want to see you guys send me charts. If you guys send me charts on Twitter or anything, or Instagram or TradingView, or just message me and say, hey, this is my chart, I will look at the chart and I think I should do a video on it and just like break down what you guys have been drawing. I know I always do videos of me drawing these levels. I want to see if you guys are actually getting this. So if anybody wants to send me some charts, we'll go over a couple or however many people send me them, and I'll talk about them and kind of go over what your analysis is, and hopefully you guys can get better at drawing them or better understanding of what's going on. You guys could switch to any time frame and switch it up if you want, because this is going to be the daily chart, so maybe you want to send the weekly charts so you guys just aren't copying my levels, I guess. So any time frame, just so you guys get the basics, and let's start this going. All right, let's start with the Swiss. All right, daily chart of the Swiss. I'm looking up in here right now. It's also a weekly level, all up here. And as for demand, I like it down there. We're also coming into weekly. I think that Swiss has already been breaking down. Yeah. So with this area, I like for selling opportunities in the Swiss. Let's go to that Canadian chart now. Canadian, it's been absolutely on a tear. We talked about this level way down here when price was up here or something like that, and then price finally did touch it, and I did a video when it touched it, and now it's been skyrocketing ever since. As for supply, I would like to go up here, and demand, I think we're going to have some demand down there. We have some demand down here. So this is where price originally changed, switched directions. We have demand here now, and we have a rally-based rally here, clearly in an uptrend. And that's the kind of layout right now. You might want to wait for price to come back down or wait for price to come back up here to find an opportunity in the Canadian dollar. Yen, let's start with the yen. Let's go demand there. And as for supply, we are bouncing off this supply right now. It is tested here, tested twice. Next fresh one, I would look to go up here. So clearly in that uptrend right now, nothing too great right now. I'd wait kind of for price to come back down into the zone. New Zealand, we have price going off that supply right now. We have some demand down here. Hopefully you guys can see these charts fine. And looks like we have some demand being formed right here. So we've been removing all this supply, demand being created, and the next supply would be up in here. You could draw it like this if you wanted to. We'll leave it like that for now. But I think the better option is up like that. Let's see, if you go down to a smaller time frame, yeah, it's kind of like that. But I'm sure you wouldn't be wrong to draw it like that either. Just be more aggressive, bigger zone. Tight profit margin with this, right? We're bouncing off supply. We tested it once, came back down, came up, tested it again twice. We're in that we're in that daily uptrend, right? So we're going to be removing supply, and we came into it twice, went deeper in. Now we're getting that reject. Price might come back down into this demand and then start to follow up and break through this supply. Aussie, Australian. Yes. We have supply right now going right here. It's also a weekly level too, I believe. And for demand, I kind of like this area right here. That's the next fresh demand in that daily uptrend. As for fresh supply, you don't have it till, honestly, up here, I put it. So you can see that Australian dollars getting that weakness, getting that selling possession. Because look what we're coming into. We're coming to that weekly supply and that daily supply, right? Big drop down. Prices moved all the way down here. Price had to remove all the buy orders coming from down here to the left. Ooh, almost had a sneeze going on there. Ooh. So let's see. What was I thinking? Yeah. So if we know there's a lot of institutions selling right here, price has been dropping a lot. We know if price comes back into this area, sellers have a higher probability chance of it taking control again. If they saw value here before, why wouldn't they see value here again? Let's go to the pound. So yeah, if you guys want to send me those charts, send them to me on any of my socials, and I would love to review them. You can put some words, just type in the word text box, do some hello, I don't know. You guys, do like your analysis. If you guys can point some arrows if you want, like something like this. Say like, hey, what do you think about this? Is this a drop-based drop? Is this a drop-based drop? Is this a rally-based drop? Like stuff like that, right? Feel free to ask questions or just draw out levels and be like, hey man, is this correct? Or anything like that. And I'll do my best to give my opinion on it and about how I base my trades on and how I've been doing all my other video analysis. So send me those charts. We get 2 or 3, we'll dive deeper into the 2 or 3, but I'll pick a few out from when other people message me if we can. But over the next 2 days, I'll give you guys 2 days. I'll do a video on Wednesday, and that's what we'll do. So I'll give you guys Monday and Tuesday to send them, and I'll release a video on Wednesday for it. All right, so pound, we'll keep going. Euro, we are battling up into this supply right now, and next supply fresh would be up here. Demand, I really like this level down here. I'm sure you're gonna have some demand in this area. It's probably better seen on a smaller time frame. Yeah, nothing too good actually. Probably not the best. I don't like this actually. Let's remove it. It's just too wicky. Rally base, price dropped all the way down here. I was trying to find orders, right? Why else would price go all the way down here? The wicks are very large. The basing, it's nothing. I wouldn't want to put my money in that level. Maybe if price comes back down to here, you might want to be aware of it, saying like, hey, shit, price is coming into a poor structured demand, but probably not an opportunity where I would look to get long at. Like as for right here, where price is right now, we're at a nice rally-based drop supply zone. Nice drop out, continued all the way down here. Price rallied back up into it, so we know sellers are going to take control here possibly, and that's exactly what we're looking for. US dollar. Did we break it? I think we did. Yes, we had this demand marked out like this. I believe this is also a weekly chart. Hopefully it wasn't just a stop hunt. Just a low of this. 235, 236. So it just broke it. Hopefully it's not a stop hunt and price just rallies up, but if it isn't, we've got to be aware of this drop-based drop right here. Because technically it did take it out on the US dollar based. We've created this drop-based drop supply, so I would want to get long after prices removes this. You wouldn't be wrong to get short, but considering price rallied straight back up into it, you might find some smaller opportunities, some small time shorts. As for fresh supply, I would look up there. And as for fresh demand, I'd probably look down here. Alright, let's go Dixie. Well, same thing, it's already been broken. Ethereum, we could do Ethereum if we really wanted to, but we'll stick to Bitcoin. I kind of just used Bitcoin as the main crypto. Supply. Oops, chart's lagging. Alright, I'd like up there for daily supply. Not this yet. I would want to see this low being broken before I actually look to get short. And you can see this demand holding up price. Maybe a future head and shoulders pattern being formed. This demand is being tested once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, but it's holding price pretty steady. Hasn't been able to close inside that zone yet. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Bitcoin. I think there's better opportunities right now. NASDAQ. really should just be looking at the futures. This is all gap, so got some supply up there. It's kind of hard to see with all the gaps. As for demand, I like this area down here. Yeah, it's probably the best opportunity. Same thing with the S&P. Look somewhere up here. You wouldn't be wrong to draw it like that, but consider it was a gap. I'd like to draw it like that, and I like the demand down there. I think this is also a weekly level too. Yeah. So if we look at the weekly chart, it's a drop-based drop. Prices never respected the drop, and it rallied straight back up. I think better opportunities are up here at the top. But nonetheless, we are sitting in supply right now. You could find some nice chances. Dow Jones is going to be the exact same thing. I would look up here for shorting, best opportunities for shorts. US oil. All right, let's see. I like this zone, drop-based drop, rally-based drop supply. As you can see, every time I'm marking out these zones, I'm just highlighting the bases of the candles, right? Proximal line and the distal line up top. Vice versa for demand. Where are we on demand? Fresh demand is not till down there. Rally base rally. See how I just highlight the meat of the orders? You got that big leg out. It's telling me where the buyers stepped in and took control, so I want to get there where price started to move out. Right now we're sitting in the middle. You could wait, or you could try to catch selling, trying to sell pullbacks, but right now, since it's removed all this, best way for prices to come back up there. Silver. You know, a lot of these markets, I was talking about this level here. Then we had this level up here. Would be the next fresh one. It's been tested, it looks like. Maybe not just tested, depending on the chart. There's definitely some sellers up there, and then selling up here too. I don't like this area right here. There's no, it's not telling me that there's buyers stepping in this area. I like this area down here a lot, the most. Are we sitting in monthly at all? Yeah, we got some demand down there. Weekly, let's see what the weekly looks like. See if we could capture something. Yeah, you know, you get a small position maybe at the extreme down there. Prices managed to come all the way back. Because prices did manage to break this whole downwards channel, right? If you want to draw a channel like that or something like that. Did manage to break it, removed all the supply, so it's telling me there's a shit ton of buyers somewhere in here. So it's a good area I have marked out. I don't like this area up here. No structure, it's a crap move out. If it does work, then heck, it works out. This is the next area I would look for selling opportunities though. Just be careful because you would be going against the trend. Gold. Gold's been absolutely going bananas lately. This is why I was so excited to do this with you guys. Demand, same thing. This is like in the silver chart. This is what the demand was. And there's no real demand on that daily chart either for gold. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of like this area. I'm not a big fan of that wick. Oof. If you want, you could draw it like that, or you could say the origin of this move was here, but it is tested now. I'm sure it looks pretty good on the weekly. Yeah. So on the weekly chart, probably bring it down like that as an area of buying. As for selling, I think we remove this. Probably is a stop hunt. Prices just rally up straight up, being exhausted so much, and then just peaks it, stops out, and then completely reverses. It was the same thing on, I don't know, hopefully I see it when it was a trade that I was in. Hopefully as I scan it, I'll see and I'll talk to you guys about it. When a price just gets exhausted so much, and we broke to the level of possibly a stop hunt right there, and then price just reverses completely. Hopefully I see it in my charts while we're doing this, and then I'll talk about it. This is Swiss yen. seeing that double bottom playing out, or that W pattern, whatever you guys want to call it. Two different patterns. Here is the next fresh supply. Looks like we got some supply up there too, and we have a little base drop right here. As for demand, I don't see anything. This is tested. For the past, I haven't been trading this since after down here. Like for this last week, I didn't even trade this because I didn't want to trade this zone again. I was looking for buys in this area. Don't think I got long. I don't know. Let's see. I know I didn't, but let's see if there was any opportunities. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Keep going down time frame. Yeah. Check out the 15. I'm sure I'm going pretty fast for you guys. Yeah, it'd be tough. I'm not a big fan of that. So I don't think there was really much opportunities to get long. Not unless you just took a set and forget. Imagine when price just came back into this zone, you're just looking to get long. But let's keep going. CAD yen. CAD yen. I like this supply up here. I like it. You could stretch it like that. I'm going to keep mine like that. As for demand, don't see anything here that I would like to trade at. It's just kind of based up, nothing too strong. It's not like, see how you see these drops, big drop, you know, base drop. This is like drop base, half rally, half base. It's not somewhere that I want to put my money. So I like that area up there in the daily. Nice daily supply zone. Ooh, this is a beautiful zone right here. Look at this. See, prices into this very nice supply zone. Is it going to work? Hey, I have no idea. Well, you know, we'll find out. If it gives me an opportunity, I'll try to get short. As for demand, nothing yet. Sure. You know, you're going to have some buyers down here. I'm sure maybe by the wicks, but nothing that I want to put my money at yet. I don't like the structure of it, about how big those wicks are. Just wicking all over the place. I like this area for selling though. Let's see the weekly. Nothing on the weekly. This is the weekly chart. So if you're going to day trade that, I like the area for day trades. Let's see if there's anything. Let's go to the 15-minute. No. So price gapped up at the open. It's kind of been basing. Before I get short, let's see. I know I'm just scrolling back. I'm seeing if there's any opportunities. Not the best fan. That one was tested. Yeah. Before I get short, I'd want to see this price drop first. Right now, it's just hovering in this supply zone right now, so it's a good area. I'm keeping it on my watch list. USD Mexican. Oh, god damn. This chart, I get a kick every time I look at this chart, man. I have no idea what the hell this chart does. USD Mexican, this thing rallied so many goddamn pips. This thing, holy shit, this thing went all the way from in one day, 19 all the way up to 19.8. That's insane. Almost like 1,000 pips. Just based on the history too, you don't see that kind of a fucking move. That's just a crazy move. Maybe over a couple of days, but like have that big of a move in one candle. Oh, it's brutal. Where did it come up into? It came right up into supply. You know, price dropped at this drop base drop. Hopefully you guys can see that. Price dropped at this drop base drop supply zone right up here, and we are back into this daily demand so viciously. That's because of the non-farm payrolls that came out on Friday. So definitely a good area for buying. I don't trade the USD Mexican. It's just so sporadic. It's unpredictable in my opinion. I don't like touching it. I just like kind of watching it. It's just, I don't know. I was watching it because we were really exhausted on this long stretch. This is why I finally brought it into my watch list, just to keep it. We had all these drop-based drops, supply zones being formed. It was telling me it was overextended. We broke the momentum line, telling me price was possibly turning. And then I was trying to pick up a long. I wasn't trying to pick up a long, but it was just based on my analysis. Well, what I would see prices finally turning, and it finally did turn. Turned. You know, we had supply here. Did it work? It worked for a bit. 100% did. Because then we had this zone right here. And then we had this zone right here. Got tested, worked. This one tested and worked for a bit. Well, let's remove everything now. We just did this anyway. So we had this demand zone right here, and this supply zone's currently holding control right now. But price is coming back into demand. All right, let's keep this thing going. This thing's gonna be a long video, I feel. Let's see, USD Singapore. This is probably a nice weekly zone. I can just tell on the structure base. Yeah. So if that was the weekly, draw it like that. Weekly demand, rally base, rally, big move up. Look how far this thing moved, guys. Like, come on. If you're going to be trying to sell with price in this position, where we know the buyers are taking control, you know, it's kind of a death wish. It's one of the mistakes novices make. And sure, you did have this supply up here. That one got blown through. And I think it was this chart. It was this chart that I told you guys that I took a trade on. Because we were sitting in monthly supply. Yeah, this was it. Sitting in monthly supply right up here. And then I was trying to get short. I got short here. I was kind of choked. I think I had my stop loss somewhere like up here. Yeah, because I took my stop loss above the structure right here. So I got out of the trade at break even, or like I lost just a little bit, just above break even. Because I got out of it because we did remove this supply. It was like a stop hunt. Prices rose up. Stop loss anybody that got short here. Could have panicked a lot of people out. I know a lot of people I know tried to get short in this. They got out. Evidence was telling us it was going to go higher, but it was a stop hunt. And I moved up I got out at break even, or like just shy of break even, so I lost a bit. And then price continued to rally straight down. So that might be that other chart that we talked about. What are we on? USD Singapore? I forget what it was. Oh, gold we were talking about. Gold. That's what I'm afraid gold was. That's just what I see, because we see that quick rejection, breaks it, and then just completely flips. But based on my rule, if it's broken, if there really was a big stack of sell orders there, prices never really would have broken it. I know some traders play it differently. They can play it really well, but I just like to stay really strong to my rules, and that's what you got to do. If it broke it, I want to get the fuck out. It's just telling me there wasn't enough, and if it was a stop hunt, it was a stop hunt. I'm good at reading stop hunts on other trade setups, but in a scenario like this, it's not just the best scenario. Okay, USD, where are we at? Singapore, so we go to CAD. Whew, these are good levels. These are clean levels. So you could draw it like this, supply. We got supply up there. Or you wouldn't be wrong to draw it like that. And as for demand, I really like this down here. So right now we're in that downtrend, in the middle. If you want to wait for price to come back up here for shorts, you can wait. And if you don't, you could try selling pullbacks. It's one of the options. But I don't see anything until up here. Yeah, I'm not even a big fan of that. I'd be waiting. Yeah, I'd wait. USD Swiss. Okay, let's see. Supply up there. I don't like this supply. It was like a drop base drop, but never removed this low. It was a poor movement out. As for demand, I like that area. So pretty low right now. Definitely want to be waiting for prices to enter into this demand zone. USD yen. I kind of like this, man. It's a lot of good trade setups. They're just clean. They're clean chart setups. Maybe not a lot of setups, but they're clean zones, and that's what I like. Yeah, I don't see anything on USD yen. Tested once, tested twice, tested 3 times. I would definitely wait for prices to come back up here. New Zealand yen. Looks like we have some supply right up here. Might have just been tested once, so if you want to look for fresh, I would look up here and up here. These two zones level on top of level right here. As for demand, I'd keep this off. I don't want to play in that right there. It's nothing that I like. Nothing that I like right now. New Zealand CAD. Supply we got right up here. Looks like we got some demand right here and demand down here. So coming up into demand. Looking for buying opportunities. See if there is anything. Let's see. Yeah, you know, oops. Let's move that. Bring this line down here. I think there's definitely an opportunity, maybe at the extreme here, over here, depending on how price comes down into it. All right, let's keep going. New Zealand Swiss. Skip it. I don't see anything. This is a chart that I've just been skipping over the past 3 weeks, 2 weeks, just because it's so ugly. So we had supply here. It's not very good. Very big wicks, very big base, not a strong drop, not convincing. A chart like this, I would just wait. We're probably gonna be off the wait list for a while. New Zealand USD. So that trade long that I got into, it did take profit around somewhere up here. So I'm out of that one now, and I got out of it because we were coming up into this supply. So now we have created a rally-based rally, not the most convincing rally-based rally yet, and then we still have new demand down here. Profit margins cut. So I was looking for short-term trades in here. Don't think it gave us. It did actually, I think. Yeah, people were watching this. This was on my radar, but I didn't like it for the wick. If I just see a wick skyrocket up before it drops, like kind of how we had this rally, big rally, then price came down and then based here and then drops, it's not something I like. It's not like, you know, it's not like, if that candle wasn't there, if this candle rallied up and then stopped and then we had this base and we didn't have that big wick up here, then I would kind of like that short. But it didn't. I'd be cautious about the profit margin. New Zealand CAD. Aha. Price is coming into this nice demand zone right now. And as for supply, well, you got some supply right here. It's a nice area. Let's see what's going on the weekly. Weekly, looks like we're coming off of supply right now. This drop-based drop supply. Rallied up, drop. Right here, right? Big drop down. We know there's sellers. Sellers took control here. And it looks like we have, this is probably a monthly demand. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, not the best monthly. It is tested. So if we played the daily chart, it's not a bad option. It's not bad. It's not great though. If I was trying to play this, I would probably play maybe down here. Try to catch this big, where this price started this whole rally up, is probably where I would try to get the long opportunity, but I would take a small risk on a trade like that. Definitely not the best one, but I think you wouldn't be wrong to take that trade. Aussie yen. No, we're skipping it. I don't like this at all. You got some supply up here, but we're going to skip it for now. Aussie New Zealand. You know, I don't want to call this demand. This is, you know, I hope you guys are getting starting to see how I pick these zones. Like this is kind of like a rally, base, then starts to rally. It's kind of like a sloping rally. Not something that I like to, not something I like to see. As for supply, you got some up there. I'm skipping it for now. Aussie Swiss, I would skip it. I don't like it. Don't like. You got some up here. I would just be cautious of this. As for demand, I kind of like it because we don't have any demand all the way till down here, till 66 at least. It's not the biggest move out. We did grade a lower low, so if price did come back up into there, you wouldn't be wrong to find a short. Let's see if we can find anything. Yeah, like maybe something up here at the extreme. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Here was a drop base drop. Scroll in so you can see. Drop base drop. Wasn't tested, but I'm a fan of this one right now. Alright, let's keep going. We're almost done, kinda. Alright, let's keep going. Supply, let's go. Aussie USD, we're sitting in that supply right now. As for demand, kind of draw it out like that. Alright. Pound Swiss. Yeah. This is the only selling opportunity I see. I'd be waiting right now. Oops. Let's keep going. Aussie, pound Aussie. Not the biggest fan. I like this zone. I don't like any of the supply. Maybe up in here you have some supply, but I like this area because it's a weekly demand area, weekly demand, and it's a daily demand. And you can see prices starting to respect it. Yeah, I know some people that got long down here. So, interesting chart. Interesting. This was one on my radar, so I'm just trying to look at it. Yeah, interesting. Now I'm just talking to myself. I like the area. I'm trying to catch buys out of here. Pound New Zealand. Yikes. We're sitting in this demand right now. As for supply, you have some supply here. Not the best, but it is some supply. Definitely you can see prices just kind of still continuing to make lower lows, taking out demand. So before I try to get long, let's try to get that big pop up. Definitely on my radar still. Pound CAD. God, I hope I'm recording this right now. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Weekly. You got that weekly drop base drop. I don't see anything in here. You can see all this demand. Just test, retest of each other. And this is not demand, it's tested. So definitely on the sell side. Let's see if we could pick up anything. Let's see the 1 hour. I was kind of looking up here. If we really wanted to. Nah, it's kind of tested. 15? Nah, I don't like it. I was gonna try to, because we don't have any demand till way lower, and I was trying to catch a pullback. It's not giving me any good opportunity right now. So maybe in the next couple of days it might give us more opportunities. So I'll keep that one. I scan them all the time and I know when they're in play. Pound USD. Hey, you got some demand down here. Price is turning. Let's check out that monthly chart. Yikes, nothing on the monthly. Can we see anything on the weekly? No. Weekly supply up here. Next weekly demand is not till down here. Not the best daily either. I'd be cautious. See, this is what I'd say, even with this supply, like this was supply, and I would say it's not the best, because just look, if we compare it to all the other zones that we've been drawing out, it's just kind of like a slope down, right? It wasn't a big convincing strong move. Same with this, it's kind of not very slope, it's slopey. Let's just remove it. Fuck this. Skip it. Pound yen. Oof. See, we're just creating drop base drops base drops. That's what's concerning me a bit. And it's a big zone. Yikes. Yeah, I definitely want to wait for confirmation in a trade like this. Yeah, especially coming up into that. Definitely not a trade I would want to just take a set and forget. Alright, we're in the euro stretch now. We're almost done. Euro Singapore, coming up into supply right now. Demand tested, this rally base rally. Next fresh wouldn't be down till down here. Euro Swiss, let's just quickly bang this out. You got some supply. I don't like that wick. I don't like the size of this zone. It's not bad, but it's a big area, especially for the daily, so something I would definitely look for confirmation in. Let's check out that weekly. What's the weekly look like? Down. So weekly's down. We've been in that range. So here's another one of those possibly stop hunts, because we're in this range, right? Going up and down right here. Price broke out. All the breakout traders would have gotten short. I know I posted this on my TradingView account. All the breakout traders would have gotten short here. Price reversed right away. And before I get long, I gotta see this get removed, because I know we're low on that weekly. If we scroll all the way out, we can just see buyers are down here, sellers are up here. Do I really want to be a seller up in this area? It's not the best, and I say it's not the best because how far it dropped and how big the zone is, and this zone was really a creation from this zone. I'm sure you're going to get some movement, but it's probably a risk off. I wait. I think the better opportunity is waiting for it to be broken and then trying to catch a pullback and then to get long. Hey, but hey, maybe it just sits here for about a couple days and then it shoots all the way down. Who knows? All it takes is the euro to go really sideways. All right, new Euro New Zealand. Supply tested. Not the best. Tested. Now we're skipping. Let's see. Eurocad. You got some demand right here. Supply. I don't see any supply. So again, this is kind of in a range. So I like this supply. It's not, yeah, it's decent. I would look for buys here. Definitely want to wait for confirmation though. You know, at the start of the video, there was like crystal clear lines. You know, you guys could even spot the zones probably. You know, they're easy zones to draw out, mark out, see. Now they're kind of like, you know, as we got higher, they're kind of iffy, right? Maybe it's just because I'm getting tired right now, but I've been doing this for a while. Supply, I like up here. Let me make it tested. So it all depends. We had this supply. Euro yen. This is the one I got short last week. I remember. Had that zone marked out, and then I had that zone marked out. Coming up into the supply now. Not convincing of a candle. I would skip it. I would skip that. But we'll talk about this one really quick. If you guys are still tuning in, you're going to hear a trade breakdown. Because I was long right there. We were coming into the daily supply. I had this zone marked out. First target was hit here. My second target was down here. Just missed it, but I got stopped out, I think right here, because I had my trailing stop going. So I was just connecting it with the lower highs. And I had my second target here. Just missed it. Actually, I would have gotten stopped out first. That's probably what it was. Yeah, I don't remember every trade. I would have had my stop right here, somewhere like right here. Yeah, I think it was right here. And then, because I had my other target right around here, this drop would have missed it anyways, and I would have gotten stopped out with this candle here with the, not stop loss on, but with the pullback, I had my stop loss here. That was a good trade. And then I was even talking about this zone. I talked to some other people and I said, you could take this zone too. I took the aggressive approach and took the set and forget, but this was another opportunity to get short again too. Great opportunity. Big move down. Removed all this. Opened up the profit margin. I liked it. Probably would have been a stop out at break even. You know, you had a big move down right away. Respected it. And then price came back up and retraced. Now I personally moved my stops to break even after 1 to 1, 1.5 to 1, just so I manage the risk, and I hate losing, so. I hate when price moves 2 to 1 and it comes back and stops me out. I get so pissed. So I'd rather have move 1 to 1, move my stops up to break even, maybe take some profit off at 1.5, 2 to 1, and then go from there. Because if I go downhill after I keep losing, it's one of my negatives of trading. So I manage that by moving my stop losses up to break even at a certain time, and it keeps me out of trouble. And sure, I get stopped out from a lot. Sometimes you'll get that pullback. It will move 1 to 1 or 1.5, 2 to 1. Not 2 to 1. Everybody should have at least their stops moved up to 2 to 1. By break even, by 2 to 1. But if you move your stops up to break even by then, by like 1 to 1, a lot of the times, you'll see it. It happens all the time to me. Price will rally up, come back down to a 1 to 1. I'll have my stops to break even. It will come back, test it, and then it just absolutely rockets down. But I will not play that game. I don't want to play that game where it comes back and keeps testing it after 1 to 1, because I just go fucking mad and I rage quit. But I know my negatives and my defaults of trading, my defects of trading, so I like to manage it appropriately. And that's okay. Everybody has pros and cons. And let's keep going. Euro Aussie. I question how many people are still listening to that breakdown, but if you are staying tuned, you just got a hell of a breakdown right there. Congratulations. Give me a shout out. Let me know. Say great EJ analysis, man. I'll leave you a nice comment. All right, let's see. Supply, yeah, not the best. This was the one I was watching. That's right. I like that supply. Like that's where I think I got short. That was a while ago. Anyways, let's skip it now. Not the biggest fan of that now. Euro yen, euro pound, euro pound. I don't see anything till up here. As for demand, we're just creating demand zones. Rally base rallies up, rally base rallies up. Just trying to catch pullbacks. Let's see if there is any opportunity. Oof. See, I want to get long once we break this supply, because we have this supply. We're in that daily uptrend, right? So this is kind of like this up here. So we had this supply. I would like to get long again once we break this and continue that daily uptrend, telling prices continuing, and then I'll try catching that pullback. And if you guys are staying till this EJ, the euro analysis, you guys are getting killer analysis. Final one, EU. Supply up here and demand. I'm not a fan of that, just because it's too wicky, man. It's just rally base, drop down before it rallied. I would stay away. I think there's better opportunities out there, like we talked about. But that's it, guys. We're gonna wrap it up. All right, this was a long video, and like I said before at the start of the video, send me those chart analysis. All right, and I'll do my best to go over them. And let's do this, man. Let's have a great week of trading. All right, cheers, guys. Bye bye.